Hi, this is Sahara playing Avadon 3 of the Warborn, and I am restarting again from when we first get back to the Black Fortress. We've already been through this with Redbeard, and I am just so wanting this game to be over with that I am just going to go ahead and fight for him, no matter how I feel, because it is just a stupid game after all. Okay, so we already went through all this. Alright, number 4. Listen to them, this. Watch. Peter Bess. Number 1. I am ready. Okay, here we go. Then we have to go through all this again, too. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to save it right here this time. I don't have to go through all that. Alright, okay, I have come with the True Keeper I've come to True Keeper, yes, alright. Rose seems gently hurt. Listen, I think I already went through that. Listen. Okay, so we do this again. This is where he kills him. It's too late. Oh no! But stumbles, and he dies. Die, traitor! Then the poison takes effect. This is Duran. Watch. I'm sorry, I don't think they say here. What? A ball assembled here. Only you understand Redbeard enough to see what a threat he is. Don't ask me what that. That's just my job to decide. I just follow orders. I don't think Avadon should exist at all. Why are you asking me? Fine, I have a decision. I will consider. Wait silently. Oh. What happened? Nothing happened. I'm very confused by the delay. I don't know why the envoy is wasting our time. Tell her you support me and we can begin the work of repairing the pact. Envoy calls out you. I have a decision. Redbeard is the true keeper of Avadon. I say he stays. A gasp rises in the hall. The envoy is crushed. Redbeard looks triumphant. Envoy Vega says, but Redbeard threw your life away. He tried to have you killed twice. If reports are true, yet you are still loyal to him. Why? How does he command such obedience from you all? Replace Beard, I would have to be keeper. I don't want the job. That's true. Well, it's twice because I can't stand being in Avadon. If ever stays, I can do my duties elsewhere. Redbeard's plans ended the war. He is truly capable of doing the job. Well, and actually it's 5. I don't think that I can defeat Redbeard, and that is true. Because if I replaced Redbeard, I would have to be keeper. I don't want the job. And I don't want the job. And Redbeard's plans did end the war. I don't think he's capable of doing the job, but because if I replaced Redbeard, I would have to be keeper. I don't want the job. Of course, Avadon believes it has to be violent and cruel to keep from feeling guilty. You keep all of the responsibility on your master. You think this excuses you. It doesn't. Redbeard cuts in. Enough out of you. You have lost, envoy. Sahara, you've made your decision. You made your decision? I have. Then I am keeper, once and again. You will all acknowledge it now. The hands, eyes, and hearts all kneel. Not being a fool, you do too. The envoy backs away, wondering if she will be able to get out of there alive. Redbeard says, this is a new beautiful day, a day to rebuild. We will punish traitors. We will punish the Farlands. However, I will also show mercy. I will not punish anyone in this room, even though some of you desperately deserve it. Then he turns to you. Sahara, I have doubted you many times, yet you have proven yourself. I have business with you. Below we begin the great work of rebuilding. Okay. Your service was great. The hands who served under you will be given the authority they deserve. As for you, you need to be rewarded. I need to prove to those here that I am still a great leader. What post do you want, Sahara? Hand or eye? Heart or something else? I care about knowledge, not battle. I like the active lifestyle. I am wise and strong. I will be a heart of Avadon. Yes, I think I could do that. That I will be a heart. A bold request. You are asking to be one of my closest advisors. A difficult job and a risky one. He looks down at the body of Protus. I am troubled. Your loyalty has shown many flaws. I can't trust you enough to give you such a vital post. Not yet, anyway. Choose something else. Really? Ha 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 ha. Oh, well, my goodness, you won't let me be everything I've done for you, and you won't let me be a heart. You are a pathetic fool. Well, then I will just stay a hand. It is a shame. I think you could be great one day, an envoy somewhere important, or a heart. I tried being a heart, and you wouldn't let me, you bastard. Having you out in the wilderness, chasing wretches, it seems a waste. Yet you are an adventurer at heart. I grant your request. Remember, always when you are too old for the roaming life, that I have great plans for you. That is settled. Now it is time. Time for what? Time to announce our victory, to tell Avadon the glorious news, to rebuild the Black Fortress and the Pact, to get vengeance on our enemies, and to celebrate our hard-won peace. He claps his hand. The gates open. Follow. The age of chaos is ended. A new age will begin. Let us make sure it is a worthy one. Redbeard walks out of the hall. You follow right behind him. At last, as hard as it is to believe, it is time to enjoy your victory. Ha! Okay, really. So, the meeting, which historians will eventually call the scourging of Avadon, comes to an end. The gates open. The carnage is cleared away. So I have 2 achievements. Hand of Avadon and Loyal to the End. All of the attendants turn and somberly go downstairs, ready to announce what happened to the anxious servants of Avadon. They don't show Protus's body there. Okay, whatever. In time, people realized that this meeting was the true end of the Age of Chaos. The path of Avadon, and thus the pact, was set. Everything to come sprang from what was decided in Redbeard's tower. When you reach the main floor of Avadon, the eyes and hands gather around, eager to see who would serve as the new keeper. Oops, hello. When they see Redbeard come down the stairs to greet them, their expressions are fascinating to watch. They are scared, demoralized, some look close to fainting, but then Redbeard speaks. He is still weak. His voice wavers. He is no longer even as strong as he was when you first met him in Fort Forsyth. This war has taken a vicious toll on him, yet when he speaks, you can see why he commanded so much power for so long. His words are calm and clear. He tells a beautiful story, the tale of a strong-minded pact, a pact that can forgive the enemies, unite the Windalim, calm the Farlands. Little by little, you see the hand and eyes come to accept Redbeard's return. He is terrifying and brutal, true, but in a way they are familiar with. When he stops talking, they cheer. Of course, to maintain adequate loyalty, Redbeard quickly purges many in the months and years to come. It is in his nature. Like you, none are able to step up and challenge him. I'm a weakling! Redbeard is kind enough to include you in his speech. When he brings you up to to stand beside him. The applause is deafening. You are hailed justly as a true hero of Avadon and the Pact. As Avadon cheers, Redbeard gives you a look. His face is smiling, but his eyes are cold. You suspect that he even now suspects you of disloyalty. You are resolved to never try to eclipse his fame and power. He will always be watching. Yes, he was always jealous of me. Redbeard also brings up Envoy Duran to stand beside him. He swears a new relationship between Avadon and the Pact, in which Avadon is more humble and grants Hanbar's council more power. Envoy Duran smiles and shakes Redbeard's hand, and nobody believes a word that is said. Avadon will stay true to its nature, the code keeper of order. Also, and then the speeches end. Feasts are had, casks of the fine wine are opened, the dungeons are quiet, the celebrating and caressing last for days. Not long later, the Farlands sue for peace. There is yet another great meeting. As the Pact and the Farlands negotiate peace, Redbeard is there, of course. You don't get to come. He has plenty of work to keep you busy. I'm sure he does. At the meeting, Redbeard is true to his nature. He is merciless. He makes sure that the Farlands pay dearly for their attack on the Pact. Centuries from now, Farlanders will speak Redbeard's name in a terrified whisper. He makes sure of that. Yes. Then hands are shaken, treaties are signed, there are yet more parties, parades, and celebrations. Then the true work begins, creating a new peaceful world. Is there such a thing? The first order of business, of course, is cleaning up after the war. As the nations of the Pact focus to rebuild, Avadon is allowed to deal with the Farlands. Their attack caused enormous destruction and loss of life. They must be punished. All agree on that. But now to approach it in a way that the seeds of another war aren't... Okay, I'm sorry. But how to approach it in a way that the seeds of another war aren't planned. So how did they come up with any new... The Titan Peaks, the Redlands? No, none of that changed. Redbeard soon makes his goal clear. Beer. The Farlands expect him to burn their nations to the ground. He has learned enough to not take such a drastic step, and he doesn't have enough energy left for the effort. Instead, harsh taxes, extractions of blood, money, and targeted executions do their job. The Farlands are left bloody, scared, and hungry for many years to come. Oh, now we're on the other side. And I've got something up here that I can't read this now. Has been independent, something nation is turned out to be... Okay, so I can't read the top half. Chief Tilly and her son, Grit, are properly scared by their brush with Avadon, and they are grateful for your mercy. Benetok Stead fiercely argues that the Cimmerians should sue for peace quickly. When this happens, they are rewarded in the peace talks. Cimmeria learns at least to stay on their side of the border. In return, they are allowed to mostly survive. And then another one. The Windowland Rebellion comes to, and this Redbeard demands no total submission. The rebels are crushed. Never again will one of the Pact states declare itself above the law of the Pact. Little by little, the freedoms of the Pact states are lost to Hanbar's council. Yeah, of course, that's the way it works. In return for safety, none can ever agree if it was worth the price. What did they expect that was going to happen? And in the corruption, it stops spreading and withdraws as it's done. The pact realizes how close it came to disaster and it leaves well enough alone. There are no more monitor bases. It becomes illegal to enter the corruption, and this law is seriously enforced. I think they were wise on that. None ever discovered the truth about what makes. Oh, I'm sorry. None ever discovered the truth. None ever discovered the truth about that mad land, its origins or purposes. You ignore it, and it ignores you. Which, that's the way it should have been. And then the Windham states always were a chaotic of tribes, alliances, and squabbles. They aren't severely punished. Being trapped together in their lands seems like punishment enough. Yet some good does come out of the war. Your informal alliance with the Titans pays some fruit. Some of them turn out to be both powerful and sensible, and in time a few Titan villages are allowed to take root in the pact. Well, I'm glad about that, because they are noble. Something of the Taiwan Empire, there's something of the rebellion, debate about their fate. They were the fiercest fighters against the pact. They suffer the most vicious punishment. Temples are leveled. Gods are slain. Massive reparations are taken. The pact's vengeance is vicious, total, and in the end, out of control. Nobody in the Taiwan whispers a word against the pact for 100 years. Yeah. And this was in Avadon. This is the pact doing this. Using Avadon to do it. So what would have been different? Well, I suppose the difference is because if I would have taken over, I wouldn't have exacted this kind of punishment. I wonder how it would have ended. I might have to watch another person's end of Avadon 3 to see how it ended for them, because I know they would have fought Redbeard. Known as peace is in a way, and full of the worst of war. In the end, however, the treaties are in place. The final heads have been chopped off. The final payments are delivered. Then life goes on. The hands you were given to command are invaluable in these years of work. Yet in the end, you must set them free. They go off to chase their own much-delayed goals. Something on the Kaleida is unable to live in Avadon. Sometimes rules. As soon as possible, she slips away to fight as a hand elsewhere. You hear the stories. She is a tireless warrior for the pact, but you never see her again, which is sad because I liked Kaleida. Something is returned to none after you convince any in Avadon. His aversion to violence, this must be for Bolton, his aversion to violence never leaves him, but whenever there is a dispute to settle, he is always the best negotiator for the job. His dedication to peace causes him to argue with Redbeard many times. Surprisingly, Redbeard tolerates it. Bolton's constant influence serves you all very well in the years to come. Redbeard returns to whoever slips away. In fact, he returns to the Windham. This must be Rudall, where he works to bring peace to that war-torn land. He is useful, so when Redbeard learns of his treachery, which was inevitable, the shaman is spared. Many thought that the rebels would never submit to the pact. In fact, thanks in part to Rudall's help, a lasting peace is achieved. It is nothing short of miraculous. Then you see Nathalie. When you see Nathalie again, you hear stories and rumor. You never see Nathalie again, but you hear stories and rumors. But then learn for sure where her quest for knowledge and power takes her. So Nathalie disappeared. Tutor her studies says that this must be for efficient. Meanwhile, all of the thinking constructs have completely disappeared. She says that she destroyed them in the end. You choose to believe her. Okay, so this is for Selena. She is skilled, knowledgeable, and very useful in Redbeard. To Redbeard, everyone likes her, so much so that nobody asks too many questions when she disappears for months at a time. Yeah, we know what she's doing. You can't fool us. The years passed. The pact settles the differences. The ruined cities rebuilt themselves. Avadon repairs its damage and replaced its fallen servants. Yeah, look at how nice it looks now. Much to everyone's surprise, Redbeard is a competent leader. Once the war is over and his years-long hunt for Dallas is settled, he calms down a lot. He recovers from the damage he took during the war. He manages to get some rest, and his medicine helps the infection of the corruption under and keeps the infection of the corruption under control. He is efficient and merciless, but he is cruel in a predictable way. People find that they can live with this. So he was a wise choice. You resume your duties as hand. Once again, you travel the free roads of Leonese. You help cement the peace with battles and gain a fair amount of fame and influence for yourself. Redbeard never fully comes to trust you, but you make sure you stay valuable. You never let your renown eclipse his. In return, you are allowed some success. It is a long and storied career. Yeah, storied. It is a long and storied career. To your dying day. Okay, to your dying day, I just hate this font. It's so hard to read. To your dying day, young heads come to you for advice and tales of the age of chaos. Thus, Leonese settles into peace. Damage is mended. Redbeard is efficient, sustained by whatever mysterious magic keeps him young. The chaos is slowly forgotten. Note, none close to him ever forget that he was infected by the corruption. Redbeard managed somehow to keep this weakness in check. It is a good time. You spend years sleeping easily at night, no longer worrying about what disaster will greet you the next morning. All is calm. Until... That is why it is such a surprise when about 10 years after the end of the Age of Chaos, Redbeard is assassinated. Oh, that's so funny. 3 young ambitious hands catch him unaware in a back hall late at night. It seems that he's exhausted and a bit drunk, and he doesn't have time to activate his defenses. They stab him several times and he dies. Okay, so now they're under the rule of 3 hands. Oh my god, 3 young hands. You are largely spared in the purged and unpleasantness that follows. The new keeper, Briar of Kiladaria, knows better than to challenge the great hero of the Age of Chaos, so you are pushed gently off to the side, left to continue to be effective in your post. As long as you do your job, keep quiet, and don't try to change policy, you are left alive. It's a fair deal, and you take it. You enjoy the rest of a productive, reasonably happy life, and you die in your bed, and that is the end of your story. Oh, too funny. In time, all of this passes into memory. Redbeard, Dallas, the Age of Chaos, you, and yes, even Avadon. Their stories are written down and gather dust. You take all of the blood, sacrifice, and triumph in the end serves to bore generations. I'm sorry, your tale. Your tale all of the blood. See, that doesn't make any sense. Your tale. Okay, your tale. All of the blood, sacrifice, and triumph in the end serves to bore generations of schoolchildren. The words you passed on to them is both your gift and your curse. Your time passes. The young are left to love, fear, suffer under supper. I'm sorry, to supper. Oh God, I just found the world you pass on to them is both your gift and your curse. Your time passes. The young are left to love, beer, supper under, survive in, and save once again the world that you made. The end. Thank God, the end. So that is the end of Avadon 3 the Warborn. And yes, I know, I saved Redbeard. I just didn't, it wasn't the hassle of trying to fight him over and over to win. It didn't matter to me, it's just a stupid game. But anyway, if I had to give this a star rating, which I'm going to give it a 4, I wouldn't give it a 5. There were just too many issues with the game itself, part of the plotting of it, the editing of it, and the damn scrolling. Oh, that was just irritating. Anyway, so if you enjoyed this final rendition of Avadon 3 the Warborn, click like, leave a comment, and stay tuned for my next let's play or playing video, which I think is going to be Dead State Reanimation. It's going to be a zombie one, which I don't like zombies. But anyway, thank you for watching. Sahara out. Thank you.